Hi loves! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Gems and on this video, we are doing another sewing tutorial which is on how to make this tote bag. This project is really easy. This doesn't have any zipper. So I'm sure you can do it. Join me as I make this project and yeah, let's begin. So what do we need for this project? We need our main fabric, our lining, and also a wadding. So as usual, I'm using this kind of wadding. It's a thick one which is 6 ounce that I got from Boys. Then I've got this one as my lining and this color as my main fabric. I'm gonna kilt my main fabric, so I'm gonna attach this fabric now to the wadding. The good thing when it's kilted, it gives the shape for your bags. The thicker the wadding you use, the more sturdy it is. That's why I like to use the 6 ounce. The usual thing when we're kilting, I'm using 4.5 with the length. I'm starting in the middle of my fabric, so I iron the middle part of it. And I'm just gonna start kilting now. And I'll come back to you once I'm done. Now that I've kilted my main fabric, I've also cut this to the size that I needed. So what I did is I just flattened this on the floor and cut it the same size as my lining. Now is the time for us to add the labels if you wanted to add your label. So if you need a label, I've made a video on how to make your own label. So you can just watch it if you need it. So what we're gonna do now is we will try to find the middle part of this. So we'll fold this and then we'll just put a mark or we'll cut a bit from it. So I'm gonna cut a bit just for me to know where's the middle. And then we'll add the label 3 inches from the top. So what I usually do is I cut this in the middle as well. I fold this in the middle as well so that I know where it is. So I'm just gonna pin this first. Make sure that it's straight. And then I'm just gonna stitch this around it. Now that we've added the label on our main fabric, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna set it aside because we need to do the strap first. So what I have here is my fabric for the strap, which is I actually cut 5 inches. I made it a bit wider, and then the length is, for now, it is around 26 inches. I'll just cut the excess fabric later on because it's meant to be just 24 inches length. So what I did is I folded this in the middle, I ironed it, and then again those on the side I folded it towards the inside, ironed it, and then fold it again and ironed it. I've done it on both straps. So what we're gonna do is we've got this wadding which is just 1 inch this size. This is 1 inch and the length is, I think I cut around 26 inches as well. So what we're gonna do is we will just sandwich this inside. So I've got it in there and then I'm gonna put this in and then fold this here and then fold it again. Loves, I struggled a bit with this. So I think I'd suggest you cut the wadding like a bit thinner. This is 1 inch. You can cut it thinner than 1 inch. Or you can use a wadding that's a bit thinner than this, because it's really difficult to like squeeze it inside. But anyway, I managed. The next thing we're gonna do is we will stitch this. We'll start from the one that's open. We'll stitch it continuously until the end and then stitch the other side as well. So now you got option. If you want to stitch the middle part as well, it's up to you. And by the way, when you stitch the open side, try to stitch it closer to the edge as much as possible. But if you're struggling, it's okay as well. It's just that I think it looks really neat when it's on the edge. So I've got my strap here now. This is a bit longer, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it 24 inches length. Now is the time for us to get our ribbon ready. What I did is I cut my fabric here, which is 1.5 inches by 18 inches. I got my main fabric and my lining. I've got 2 sets. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put them right sides together. There you go. Now, the next thing is we need to stitch this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stitch this from here, downwards, and then this bottom part, and then upwards, up to here. I'm gonna leave this open because I am going to flip it inside out later. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the other ribbon. I actually changed my mind. When I stitched it, I made it a bit pointed, so we'll see what's gonna happen. I was just hoping that it'll give a shape when we make a ribbon. So I'm just gonna trim the excess fabric here. You can just cut it straight if you want. I mean, stitch it straight if you want, but I just thought it will be nice. I'm just gonna cut the corners so that when I flip it inside out, it will get flat. Now we'll just flip it inside out. I've managed to flip it inside out. Now we just have to iron it and then stitch the edges. Okay, so continuation with our tutorial. Now that we have this is the strap that we're gonna use to tie a ribbon, like a closure for our bag. So I've already stitched it on the side. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make sure that they are the same length. Loves, since I have decided that I wanted to put a pocket outside, like example this one, the one that I have made before. So I've cut my fabric here and quilted it. This is 8.5 inches by 8 inches. My wadding is really thin compared to the other one because I want this just to give like a bit of security or stiffness, just light stiffness with it. I'm gonna cut this excess here because I want this to become thin. I'll do the other side as well. And as you can see here at the bottom, there is not much wadding. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put my fabrics right side together. So this is the one, this side is the 8 inches and that's 8.5. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna stitch them together and leave a gap on the side. This will be the top of my pocket. I'm gonna do a straight stitch here, 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 and then this side as well, and leave this gap so that I can flip it inside out. So now that we've got our pocket ready to be attached, what we're gonna do is, remember we have this main fabric. This side is the one that's got our label. If you just fold it like, like this, because that's how it's gonna end up anyway. So this will be the one with the label. Turn it on the other side. This is where we're gonna put our pocket. So we're gonna attach it like that. Now, if you don't wanna put any pocket, you can skip this. But if you wanted to put your pocket, what you gotta do is you gotta find the middle. So I am just gonna trim this. So my opening is on the side, it's not yet stitched. We have to attach this 2.5 or 3 inches, maybe 3 inches from the top, and then we'll just have to stitch it on the side and at the bottom. So now is the time for us to add our ribbon, our strap, and also our lining. So what I did here is I put a mark on the middle, and then away from it, I put 3.5 mark on the 3.5, and the other side, it's another 3.5 inches. So what I will do is I'm gonna add this. This is gonna go in the middle, so it's gonna be facing the right or either, because once it's stitched, it's gonna be like that. So it's totally up to you. So what I'll do here is I'm gonna face it right side, attach it there, and then I'm gonna put my strap. So let me just share with you or show with you what I did with it. So this is my mark, which is 3.5 inches away from the middle. That is where I put my strap, I made sure that my strap is not twisted so that when it is sewn, it will be like that. I did the same thing on the other side, so that is my 3.5 inches mark away from the middle, and I put my other end of the strap on that side. I put my ribbon here in the middle. So I did the same thing on the other side, which is this. Now I've got my lining here. What I'm gonna do is I'll just mark the middle on both sides just so that I know where it is. Now, this is my right side of the fabric. This is the right side of the fabric on my lining. So I'm just gonna put this on top of it. Then attach them. I'm gonna do the same thing here on the other side. What we're gonna do next is we will stitch this, and then when you do the part wherein there is the strap area and the ribbon, just do another stitch with it, like just to ensure that they are secure properly, because when our bag is heavy, the pressure will be on that strap. So we want to do like few back stitch there on that strap area. So now that we've stitched it, have a look if you caught everything, if they are looking good. What we have to do next is we have to do it like this, like make sure that this part wherein they joins matches the other side. So don't mind, clip it. I matched this middle part, the area where it joins. So I'm gonna clip them and match them all together. Do the same thing here on our lining. Now pull this and then match them together. The next thing we have to do is we need to stitch it. So this part, we'll have to stitch this straight. And on the other side, we have to stitch this. And then here, we need to leave a gap, I'd say a bit higher, because we're gonna box the bottom area. So we're gonna stitch this, leave this open so that we can flip it inside out. Like, leave this open. We will use this opening to flip it inside out. And it is 2.5 inches away from the top. So we're stitching this straight. Stop here, leave this open, stitch here again, and then up to the bottom. Make sure you do your back stitch. And on the other side, you just have to stitch them all the way through. Make sure that you catch the fabric, because here sometimes they get folded and sometimes you don't. There is a chance that you will miss it. Just be careful. Now that we've stitched it, this is my opening. I'm just gonna remove the excess thread. The next thing we have to do is we need to box the corners. We just have to do this on the corner. I just put a pin on it just to hold it on position. Just push the corners, like fold it like a triangle shape. So now we need to decide how big do we need to take out from this corner. So the thing here is, the bigger the boxed corner is, the wider the bag will be. So let me give you one example. Got two bags here. This is like really thin and this is quite wide. So I think this one ended up like around 5 inches and this is 2.5 inches. So the bigger we take out from that corner, the wider it will become. The thinner we take out, or the smaller we take out from the corner, from that corner, the smaller or the thinner your bag will end up. So that is the difference. This seems to be really nice for laptop. It's just thin, but this, I think I like it when it's wider at the bottom. So also another thing is, the wider it is there, the shorter it will become. So example, this one, see the difference? This is thin, but this is higher. This is wider, but it is a bit shorter. I think I like mine to be this way. So this is around 5 inches. So we need to cut 5 inches from here. Got my ruler here. That's the 5 inches. I'm putting this flat like that, and then I'm gonna find that 5 inches. So that is from 0. I need to move it a bit lower. That is 5 there. That is 0 there. That's okay. So I'm just gonna mark it. Now I just need to stitch those that I put line with, all those corners. So we've already stitched it. It's the time for us to remove this corner. So I'm just gonna take it out. Like I think it's around 1.5 centimeter or 2 centimeter away from that stitch. Now we just have to flip this inside out using this opening that we left earlier. Let's see. I hope it turned well. We're nearly done. Wow. So what we have to do next is we need to like turn it like this because we want to stitch it on that top area. The pocket is alright as well. Okay, so now what we have to do is we just need to do a top stitch here around this. Just be careful on those area that's a bit thick. Loves, I broke a needle, so again, be careful and go slow on that corner. Otherwise, you can always trim that because that bulk is actually 4 times of the wadding. So just trim it if you can. Now that I have stitched it successfully, yes, so this part here. So what I did is I broke a needle which is 80 by 12 I think, like the size 80, the one for the cotton. What I did is I used the one for jeans this time. This is a bit thicker, so it's a bit stronger as well, just to ensure that I won't break any needle again, because obviously it's a waste of money as well. Now the next thing we have to do is we just need to close this opening. So if you're happy with your bag, how it looks like, if you've stitched everything, if you didn't miss anything, if it's all clean and neat, then just seal this, close this, and then we're done. But before I do that, I need to change my needle to size 80 or size 70 again, because this size 90, it's really thick and it's gonna make like a big hole or bigger hole on the fabric than the usual size 80 or size 70 needle. So I'll change my needle and then I'll stitch that opening, and I'm gonna show with you how the final product looks like. And we are done! Here you go. So we just need to remove this excess threads, and this is our bag. I think I like this size. You know what, guys? I like this size. If you want to make it a bit sturdy, what you can do is catch this corner with the lining and then stitch this here. Also, if you want to make like a shape, give a shape with it, you can also catch this side and then stitch this. So it's gonna be like a boxed one, but it's gonna be like that. Or you can just like stitch this. Wait, let me have a look. I really like this. What do you think, guys? Shall I stitch it here? Just the top? So we are finished now with this bag. I really like this bag. I mean, I think I like the size of it. This is the perfect size for me. I mean, it's not too big, it's not too small, and I'm just thinking if I need to box this corner. What do you think, guys? Shall I box it? Like it's gonna be like that and then like that? But for now, I am happy with this, how it turned out. I'm really happy with the color combination. I think this is really perfect. And I really like how it turns out. You got your pocket here at the back. And, oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, I've added this thing here. Like, it's just a small ribbon. I have this experience before wherein I've got something and I want to clip it there, like a keychain, and I don't have it. So I've decided now that whenever I'm doing a bag, I'm gonna add something like that. At least if I want to clip something, I can just clip it there. So yes, have you done your bags, love? And if you do, how do you find it? Is it difficult? Is it easy? If you know anybody who needs to watch this video to learn how to make their own tote bag, this can be used for work or for a daily use or for shopping as well, please share this video to them. And if you try to make your own bag, please put on the comment down below how your experience was. Was it successful? Have you got any struggles that I haven't explained properly? And if you have any questions, just put it on the comment down below as well, and I'll try to answer it as much as I can. And yes, loves, I hope this video has been useful for you, and I'll see you in the next one, loves. Love you guys. Bye.